I'm just saying.
Buongiorno. It's a Too Much Dip podcast. My name is Dave. It's Monday. I'm going to do the hosting here, Hoss. Joining me in studio, of course, Dylan Shivery.
Hey guys, very happy to be here. In light of the Cowboys reaching a deal with Trent Sieg, long snapper, 3 years, $4.45 million, is there a better job to be like, if you have that lockdown, you know, what's better than that?
Guys being dudes.
Low pressure job. No one notices you. You just snap and get paid a lot of money.
Backup quarterback.
Yeah, but there's always the chance you got to go in and perform. And you
Yeah.
will have to at some point.
But when you don't, people are like, well, he's a fucking backup.
He's a fucking backup, so I guess it's okay.
There's a reason he's the backup. No, that's fair.
I'm going to get Parks just long snapping, man. Now, you still got to have some size to you.
It's fairly competitive, too.
Yeah.
Because I think people know.
The secret's out.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Coming from parts unknown, KJ.
Happy to be here, fellas. Sieg, you say, huh? They won't change hike to Heil, I guarantee it, but
Okay.
glad
God.
to hear that the Cowboys are all in and making moves on a free agent Monday, fellas. Happy to be with you.
That was never in play that they were going to do that. You give this guy a little bit more space, a little bit more shoulder on the camera, and he just starts going out of pocket here, doing freestyle shit, going crazy. This guy. Freshly shaven, though.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I don't know if I spoke with you fellas about it. Maybe I did. But changing my ways to the electric shaver was a big time move on being regularly well kempt in the facial area. I don't know why I never did in the past, but like doing this little bad boy, a little bzz, bzz, bzz.
Yeah.
That's the way to go. I
Sound
feel like
effects.
a grown man.
Big goatee guy, this KJ.
Can we put in a request here? Can you recreate the meme, one of the faces in the MAGA dad avatar with the goatee? Because you've got the goatee with like the blades shades. You know what I'm talking
You mean the
about.
Facebook?
Give me a front seat profile photo.
Yeah, a selfie
That's-
from the front seat of your
that's
car. Yes.
I got you.
Yeah. Sometimes I think about
the
like,
seatbelt's always back there. It's always back there.
oh yeah,
What's the deal with that?
I don't know.
They don't have one person to take a picture of them? They can't just hop on Facebook and pull a picture off there?
You know what I like to imagine is it's when you zoom out, these fellers, if you will, are all in one of two places. Either like the fifth car in line at their local coffee shop and they're about to put in a real non-MAGA order. It's not Black Rifle Co.
Okay.
Or they're like elementary school pickup, like the most non-alpha. It's not non-alpha to do elementary school pickup, like the most harmless thing. And that's where they're taking this photo and then hopping on to post that.
I know.
Well, I've got a daughter and I don't want her swimming against Jim.
Their bio is about how they're a Christian father of four, and they're just saying the nastiest shit imaginable
Yeah.
on Twitter.
I mean, some of those, if you ever look at Instagram comments underneath like a nice, beautiful young lady, some of those people, like, they're just guys in their like 60s with like grandchildren.
Dude, they don't care. They also probably don't realize that we can all see it.
KJ, what you said just
Is this an
reminded me-
intervention?
Oh,
Yeah, we got to talk to you, bud.
Producer Randy's here.
yeah, I'm here. KJ, what you reminded me about, like, I was feeling a little laggy today, so I had my little like caffeine supplement today. Did you have anything to pick you up, Dylan? Just like any energy?
Okay.
I did?
What'd you have?
I had a Celsius?
Oh, how about you, Dave? Did you have anything?
I had a 300 milligram Black Rifle coffee fucking from the gas station. I had a tough night's sleep and I needed something. Look, Black Rifle Coffee Co. I support vets.
There it is.
I can't help it if some of the people who enjoy the Black Rifle Coffee Co. maybe don't take the best profile pics. I can't help it. I was just looking to get gassed up for this pod, and now you guys are trying to make me feel bad about it. Maybe next time I'll just come in tired and be like, "Oh, you guys doing the show, doing live."
Oh man,
I got break.
I hope Brett like has like a lifetime supply. Isn't that like KFC, A&W, like conjoined? Isn't that what like Carve is with Black Rifle Co? Aren't they connected at the hip? And somehow, every time I see those two, I'm like, man, it's Brett just
Carve?
like spending a day. I don't know. Isn't there a coffee company right there? I always think it's Black Rifle.
Man, I have no
Are
idea.
you thinking of Kavave or whatever?
I don't know, man. There's something right next to it. Ask Brett.
Carve
He's there every day.
You're thinking about the new Applebee's IHOP collab. They have now done a Franken restaurant
No.
in Seguin, Texas, and 10 more locations around the country coming soon.
I was not ready for how much Seguin, Texas was going to be talked this morning in our office.
I'll find it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I got
about
breaking
it.
news. We got Warzone dropping Verdansk again, April 3rd.
Are you
Oh,
freaking
really?
serious?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not, for old time's sake, we should get the boys together.
5-year anniversary.
What?
KJ, we got to get the squad together and just get absolutely
I'm on it.
murked by some 11-year-olds.
Oh,
That is actually even better. Aligns perfectly. May overlap, but aligns in my head perfectly with Thursday and our normal stream schedule. So, how about you fellas in decision making and logistics? Figure it out. I'll be prepared.
Man,
Got my little capture card ready. Your boy can get online and do the business.
Chelsea's going to see a side of me she hasn't met yet, and she's not going to like. When I get that headset on, just start bopping with the boys.
Does she know yet?
Nah, she's seen me play Fortnite once with Parks.
dude.
I don't think she was super attracted to me in that moment.
Catch just Dylan, Dave, and KJ just getting murked in the airport while Klein is in the air traffic control tower.
What happened to you guys?
Where's
gotta-
everybody?
Well,
Got to get Zach back in the game.
I'm still alive. Yeah, we know.
Just giving you
Zach's
overwatch.
like
You're
working on his
400
doctorate by
You're
now.
400 meters away. We're in the trenches, dog.
Oh, my God. Does she know that around the office you call her Chelseaus?
Yeah. I always say, because she loves Celsius, and I always say, does Celsius want a Celsius?
Do you really?
I do, yeah.
I didn't know
That's,
that.
a, that's a real thing.
That's a real thing.
Oh, that's great.
That's a real thing.
Oh, that's great. That's funny.
She thinks it's funny and cute.
She's a
so-
Celsius fan?
She, yeah,
I
she
knew
likes
I-
Celsius. Yeah.
I knew I liked her.
Or sometimes I'll say a Chelsea for Chelsea. You know, kind of the same
Okay.
thing.
That's
there.
so cute.
It is kind of cute, man.
I didn't want to say anything, but I did see her yesterday at the event. And I saw her. She was inside the clubhouse. She was drinking a Monster.
No, she wasn't.
She was
Well,
chugging it.
No, she
Black
wasn't.
can or white can?
White Monster.
Oh, white
Dude, they're
monster.
the
She's a
best.
real one then.
They're good.
She knows the white monsters.
They
the way
are
to go.
good.
Dude, I almost bought one
Well,
today.
Midday Momo. That's intense. That'll carry you through the night.
What if you found out she had a monster problem like Brett had the Red Bull problem?
I would have to address that with her probably.
Like, hey, why don't you have a seat over there?
What's up with all the Monster you're drinking lately?
Then she just punches the drywall.
What bothered me about Brett's addiction, aside from like general interest in his welfare, was that I believe he like swore by whatever buying in 2s or 6s or 8s, like he thought that was the way. And he hadn't yet discovered Costco or like bulk orderability. But he was like spending 3 times the amount that you should be if you're going to be down in 2 Red Bulls a day. Like he was going all in. Wasn't very sound logic, but hopefully he's kicked that habit.
He's kicked the Red Bull habit, but he just replaced it with Celsius.
100%.
I don't know. I don't really know
Yeah,
what
it
that's
was-
doing for him.
It's like when somebody's like quits drugs or drinking, and they're like, "Well, you know what? I'm not only
I'm
gonna
second.
I'm gonna work." No, not God.
Sorry. That's not fair.
That's a
That's
jo-
not fair.
They're like, you know what? Not only am I gonna work out, I'm gonna work out so much it's like actually becomes a problem. I'm gonna lose so much weight, people are gonna be like worried about me. So it happens sometimes to people, and that's okay.
He had 2 the other day.
I've done 2. He's built for that.
He does two almost every day, I think.
That's crazy.
He's got
That's a
kids
lot.
keeping him up, keeps late hours. You get it.
Brett.
Oh, not so much.
He doesn't do coffee though. Not a coffee guy.
Well, I guess everybody at home knows what that means. It means Dave did not do new music, but we're doing it anyway. Hit the dip line. It's the dip line. It's the dip line. It's back. It's just the number of our other one. 888-618-4422. Again, 888-618-4422. Again, it's the dip line.
I like this version. I don't think you need to change it up.
I mean, anytime I can use that button that gets pressed 3 times a year, may as well do it. It's a great instrumental. It's the dip line. We had some calls. Our first calls of the new and improved dip line. How's it improved, you say? Well, we'll find out.
Yellow tops.
Yeah, it's yellow tops, man. We're gonna give you this one for free. Get you hooked. That's right. I watched the show too. No, this is the dip on. We're taking some chances here. We're reaching out, doing some things. Dylan, good news. I got the certificate of insurance. A little behind baseball,
right.
inside baseball there. Let's do it. Let's check it out. Let's see who we got. We will go to. Oh yeah, here we go.
This is for the dip line. Hey, boys, y'all have an opportunity to do some funny ass shit. Y'all should sign an NIL deal to, like, you can't do UT because them dudes cost too much. But, like, Texas State's, like, third guy in the wide receiver room, or, like, just their backup tight end. I don't know, someone that has the opportunity to get a touchdown and get some catches. But I think that'd be great. Throw them a couple thousand and, you know, have them on the podcast and have a podcast mascot for next season. All right, boys. Fuck you, Dorn.
Come on, dude. No, I'm not doing that.
It's crazy. It made its way over to this.
What? I know. I thought this is a safe haven over here.
It's crazy.
On too much dip.
I don't like how dismissive he was of us being able to obtain a University of Texas athlete.
He's not far off.
He's saying we can't dabble in the 4- and 5-star world.
The
Like,
we can
Yeah.
we can drop a line with DeCorian and see what his number is.
Why don't we just like get the long snapper?
oh, Dylan.
The UT long snapper, don't even know his name, but he's probably available.
Yeah, could do something.
Let me make my way here to the notable NIL marketplace, Open Doors. Sweet name. It's a solid name. Being that we're in the springtime, you know, I'm going to skip over basketball. Like, that'd be topical, but, you know, it takes time for these deals to get done. What comes after that? Everybody's favorite event, my favorite event. We all know this. College World Series. Softball, you're saying? Maybe we can get right-handed pitcher Tegan Kavan from UT. Pitch anything, $11 plus. I ate that for lunch, the $11, to be clear. So, you know, let's drop some lines. Throw this out there.
Do you remember when first NIL first became like a thing, and like Barstool just sprayed the block? They were just like everybody gets it. They were like, I'm a Barstool athlete. It was girls, guys.
I don't think they were getting paid. I think
What
it
they-
was just in like name only and just so like they got retweeted by Barstool.
They were
that
just
kinda
getting the
thing.
pub.
I think so.
That's what it felt like.
Because they were handing them out like they were, I don't know, whatever you.
They're going at
things
market
that you
share.
hand out.
Candy,
Candy.
Halloween.
Yeah.
Candy at Halloween,
Or a parade.
or random pills at a Randy
It's the
party.
worst Family Feud panel ever. Handing them out like what?
Yeah, I remember that.
No, there's got to be a horny answer. It's like condoms at a party, and Steve just kind of gives him the look, and it's like a somewhat attractive like 28-year-old white girl, and he just gives her the look.
Key bumps at a
Condoms.
baby shower.
Condoms at a party,
5 people said it.
and he's like a
To
little
go
surprised.
plates at the cookout. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Good answer. Good answer.
It's
gotta-
up there, Steve, and I ain't up there.
You got to gas them up. Yeah, I don't. This is something that gets tossed around any content, sports podcast content team office. What, Casey?
Colin Simmons. Now, like, I think there's a threshold between affordability and like the $10 plus being misleading to the point where I doubt you're going to get any return if you were to purchase any of these items because it just blankly says send an offer for $10 plus Colin Simmons. But
Yeah, he's not returning that email. Or
yeah,
his-
we can
his agent.
draft a proposal. We'll go over to everybody's favorite AI generator and maybe write me up an NIL pitch for local college athlete to present a podcast about.
He's also
Well,
not.
as we do.
He's also not looking at DMs from 40-year-old guys who went to his high school, as of yet. But we'll wait. We'll give it some
Hey
time.
man, I live in the area, I think, but you ever go to that Sonic?
He's at 100% been to the Duncanville Sonic.
1,000. Like there aren't many options on a regular basis.
I could. God, I just want 10 minutes of his time to just go through like Duncanville hotspots and see if he's like Taco Bell. Obviously, that parking lot's goated. The Sonic though, Kidsville. He knows about Kidsville.
For sure.
The-
Him and every other dirt dauber. I don't know what you call wasps in your neck of the woods, but anytime. I mean, it's a standard meme nowadays, but that's my first thought going back to kids.
Oh, there's a hornet's nest popped up in there.
There you go. Not dirt daubers, whatever the hell. I don't know. That was my pool for sure.
It's a great idea. It's a great thought. It's one we've probably had before. If there was a way to like pay some kid $500 and have him, I don't even know. I don't even know what we would do. It seems like something we would do. We'd pay somebody and we'd like keep up with it for a couple weeks and then we'd forget about it. And then the kid would like he'd get hurt and then he'd end up just like transferring and then he would just drop out. And we'd be like, oh, whatever happened to our NIL deal?
Yeah,
with,
what are you supposed to hop on the podcast
yeah,
once a quarter, talk to us?
He's now at
Contractual.
Toledo. He's at Toledo now and he doesn't play. He's working for his dad's business now and just not in sports, but good investment. All right. Let's see here. Let's go to the dip line one more time. Let's see what we got. Let's go to Philly.
Yo, how's it going? It's Drew Marcosi from Philly. And yeah, I listen to Too Much Dip every week. I like your guys' takes somewhat, except when it comes to my team. But aside from that, it's nice to get a perspective of like Texas football because in the Northeast, we don't have anything like that. We're caring so much about college football. So I want to say you guys do that great. But yeah, aside from things you could cover, I don't know, college basketball or like, I don't know, do a draft once in a while of like sports topics, get some people going. I don't know. Any good content like that, But anyway, I don't know. Still appreciate your work, but I would say, yeah, maybe the once in a blue moon obscure, ESPN Ocho sport you guys could cover, talk about. But yeah, appreciate it. First time, long time. Drew from Philly.
So when I listened, I was like, how much of this is like being a little passive aggressive? And I think that was just all genuine,
No, it was.
right?
I do like
Trying
the
to help
idea
your
of
show
doing-
is all that goes through my head.
We do the circling back drafts every now and then, like stupid shit like Halloween candy or whatever. We could do sports versions of that. That could be a lot of fun.
I think the sports media landscape has gone so far anti the ESPN talking head shows that like thrive on that kind of content, on not necessarily like drafts, but GOAT debates and all that shit that's become so like ugh.
Well, our drafts wouldn't be
Right.
ESPN style. They'd be Watch Media style, and there'd be a really stupid angle to them.
I'm not opposed to doing that at all. I think we should, and we will. I think that's a good idea, Drew Marcosi.
Great name. I was going to say Drew Marcosi is a solid name.
And for a Philly guy, talking to a bunch of Texas guys who, he could have been mean. I honestly expected him to be a little bit more mean, throwing like snowballs stuffed with batteries at us.
Yeah.
Bosa. Like that type.
Like that guy.
Like that type of Philly guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I've said nothing but positive things about the good people from Philadelphia and thereabouts. History would tell you nothing otherwise. So thanks a lot.
Nothing moves the needle less for me than a GOAT debate. It's just like it's bottom of the barrel sports commentary, and they all do it. I'm just so over it.
All right, Goat Throat. Who is it? Name your top 3.
Nancy Reagan, Monica Lewinsky. Gotta think Lily Phillips or Bonnie Blues rounding that one out.
Oh, this is a very non-DEI friendly list. Oh, what about you, Dave, man?
Don't call me Dave.
I will never
man.
call you Dave, man again.
Oh,
I
Dave,
felt
man.
bad coming off.
KJ, if you want a little DEI,
Like
how about
I was fully in character. I couldn't even finish that sentence.
Come on, Dave,
and feel
man.
good about that.
I'll throw the grapefruit lady in there too. How about that, KJ?
I don't know the grapefruit lady.
Come on,
You know
anymore.
the grapefruit lady.
Oh, I was thinking of Grape Stomp Lady.
That's the only thing came to mind.
People know the grapefruit lady.
Oh, is it a goiter?
I'm giving
Anyways,
Randy a point on that board when we're out of
that
here.
that was well done.
I'm
Thank
getting
you.
you a
Randy.
point, Hoss.
Hey. When KJ throws you the ollie, you give it the oop. You know what I'm saying?
God, I hate what you just did. What happened with Xavier Worthy?
It's a sports reference.
Whoa. What happened?
Xavier Worthy had an interesting weekend. He found himself in jail on Friday night. Domestic violence dispute. I don't know what alleged. The report. Well, there was a statement released by his lawyer, and it said that the young lady who he allegedly put his hands on cheated. First of all, she's pregnant,
Oh, no.
which adds a layer to this. It's kind of touchy and to the point where I don't want to say too much on it, but yeah, she's pregnant. I think there's a question whether or not the child is Xavier Worthy's. She allegedly cheated on him and he asked her to move out.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a physical altercation where she like ripped some hair out of his head and smacked him around a little bit. But the police report said, or the charge was that he choked her. I don't know. This whole thing fucking stinks. Anyway, it was dropped less than 24 hours later. Just completely dropped after some interviewing was done, some investigating was done. So it looks like he's in the clear. Who really knows exactly what went down between the two? Probably only they do. But nice to see it get dropped. And this is like, you see, I mean, guys like Tyreek Hill, Joe Mixon, who, you know, have had nice careers in the NFL, and they have sketchy past. There's a video of Joe Mixon absolutely just knocking out a young lady.
But Bob Stoops never saw the video. Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
And so every time like one of those guys makes a play in the back, and like it's like, oh yeah, he's really good. In the back of my mind, I'm like, but there's that thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There's that thing about them. I didn't want to have that thing with Xavier Worthy throughout his entire career. That would have sucked. I'm a fan. And so
Sure.
I don't know. It's great that this was dropped. Hopefully everyone moves on in a healthy direction from this situation. I don't really know what to make of it, but I don't know. You got anything on it, Dave?
No. But I was genuinely curious, like, because I the turnaround on, he got
Oh my gosh,
arrested,
yeah.
to charges dropped.
Yeah, very quick.
Like that's a record
Yeah.
for in modern times with an athlete. Like that's pretty crazy.
Which leads me to believe he probably didn't choke her out, because if he had, I don't think he would have been dropped so quickly. So I don't know. Hopefully he didn't actually put his hands on the young lady. That would have been a bad situation. KJ?
So, a couple details I gathered here from the AAS, Austin American Statesman. Unnecessary, maybe. But
this guy's dealing.
couple things that stood out to me. First off, he was arrested in Georgetown, Williamson County, just north of Austin, Texas. Typically, when you see an arrest, a celebrity, Williamson County, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Like, what would you put your odds on the arrest is for?
Williamson County.
D-Dub?
Williamson County, yeah.
Well, they have a reputation of being like a good old boy department up there who go by the letter of the law pretty strictly.
Not fair,
So-
but I was trending meth. But it's not like
I
that.
wa-
It's not that. It's that's not fair. But I was thinking you were getting at meth, and then I was.
I
like,
was going to go at what I would say knowledgeably. There's or not knowledgeable. My brain goes to them pulling over celebrities on the high, like on 35, or just making drug busts on 35. Like they make a ton of just traffic stops because 35 cuts through it. But I would say Willie Nelson maybe has gotten like a headline, maybe a couple others where it's like, why are you pulling Willie Nelson over? But like Georgetown, to Dylan's point, like they don't give a shit. Also, probably not Willie Nelson fans around them parts. But the Attorney General for Williamson County, Sean Dick, had a statement about this case.
okay.
What's up?
He's just pulling facts so he could say the name Sean Dick. That's the only reason we're doing this fucking thing.
No, but he did say that after reviewing the evidence, they declined charges. So the turnaround time, he wasn't in fact formally charged. He was arrested for this. They declined to charge him,
Okay.
which for this all going down, was it Friday? Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
And turn around pretty quick. That probably had something to do with it, that he wasn't formally charged. And saying that like she wouldn't leave, he was trying to kick her out. My guess is like a Ring camera or something along those lines, like probably came in handy to his defense. Like there had to have been like, oh, hey, well, look at the facts. And they're like, oh, well, now that you say it, well, have a good day after you've already processed the fella. So that sucks, but it's what it is.
I'll add to that. Before this incident, by all accounts, he had a good reputation as being like a good kid. So
Yeah.
I would love to believe that he didn't actually, put his hands on her. Still stinks. It stinks. But
Did you think anything of the fact that they announced the Hollywood Brown signing, like in between arrest and decline charges, the Hollywood Brown 1 year, $11 million signing got announced? Like in my head, I was like, well, this sucks. Coming off a year where like Rashee Rice had his offseason issue. I was like, what the fuck is happening in Kansas City? Like in that moment, it looked pretty grim. And then
yeah.
obviously seasons change.
Yeah, and there are guys like this in the NFL who have done things. So this wasn't like a career-ending situation, obviously, but definitely would have tainted his reputation forever. So I don't know, man.
That's all I got.
I don't know if this prosecutor's. I don't know. It seems like he was kind of being a dick about it early on, but
There it is.
well, I thought that's what the entire point of it was. Okay, the way you were launching into your thing, where I thought you were
It was 1,000% the only reason I saw the actual quote and facts.
I thought you were setting it up, and then you switched over to Ring camera, and I was like, all right, we're gonna do a cock ring thing here.
No, okay, yeah.
But he never connected the two. So I don't know. It just never happened. I thought that
even
was
wanting.
the point of your story, but no. Yeah, I don't know. This she called police and leave. I don't know. This is a tough scene. Tough scene for Zaydub, as I call him.
I hope everything turns out to be okay. I hope that this was, for the kid's sake, for the woman's sake. I hope cooler minds prevail, that nobody was actually significantly harmed. How about, I'll leave it at that.
Did you
Nobody's
guys
pro Dom Vi here.
Nope, nobody's pro Dom Vi here.
I'm not. No,
Looking
sir.
around the room, motherfuckers. If you are, show yourself, and
I'm
I'll
very anti-Dom.
I'll fucking not only will I kick you off the show, I'll kick your ass.
What? Okay.
You want your ass kicked?
No, not at all.
What?
That seems like
Off-
some
off
like some
vi-
violence. Yeah, is that office
No,
violence?
that's just podcast justice, baby.
Pod Vi. Podcast Justice.
A
I'm
big-
marking that name down. Somebody get that website.
I'm old Wyatt podcast. That's so stupid. Delete that. Hey, did you get like any of the Scotty arrest stuff? We're tying it together here from Full Swing. Nothing new, really.
Oh,
but
back to Full Swing. Yes.
I hadn't heard yet the conversation between Scotty and the officer in the patrol car until this episode, which I found to be hilarious that the cop had no idea who Scotty Scheffler was. He was like, if you were going to play golf today, You must be pretty good.
Dude,
And then later he's like, oh, you're the number one player in the world?
the normiest golf.
What?
I was so embarrassed for that guy. I don't know if he was the actual arresting officer or if he's just because I don't think he was actually because he
I
had a
don't
vehicle.
think he was either.
The other guy was on foot. But when he said, and maybe I did know this, but I forgot that he goes, he's just trying. So at that point, he realizes like, okay, I've got a guy here. This footage, this body cam footage in the car is probably going to be seen by many people. I'm going to try to talk a little ball here. I'm a ball knower. So, is Tiger as good as they say he is?
Who like the worst question of all time?
Think of like
Yeah, man, he's pretty good.
think of like the worst question you could ask the number
Like,
one player in the world.
You're literally driving me to jail right now.
You tried Top Golf?
And you want to talk Tiger?
Is he as good as first of all, who's they? Who's they? Like as they
shouldn't
say
you
here?
know that by now that he is as good as they say he is.
What was Scotty get? Was there any chance he's gonna be like, here's the thing.
Actually,
Not that good.
Huge fraud.
not that fucking good.
The era he played
All
in,
those majors, kind of a fluke.
everybody just kind of it was just a weird time in golf where no, that's just the worst question, the most panic forced question you've ever heard. And that guy should be reprimanded.
It's like he Googled Scotty Scheffler's name at like a red light and was like, oh, you're the number one player in the world. That's
Nice.
pretty good.
So you hit your drives pretty far?
Oh my God.
That
I was
What's your
hoping.
favorite course?
I'm gonna admit I just Googled Scotty, but for one intent or one intention, I was hoping like maybe his name's Scott Alexander Scheffler. I was hoping maybe his real name was like Alexander Scott Scheffler or something of that nature. Not to say that like you'd have a Sandlot. Oh, it's the same guy. Great Bambino moment. But like at least if you're getting called in, hey, I've got an Alexander Scheffler here. Like you're not connecting the dots, even though you're whatever a mile from Augusta National. Like you should have got it. You should have understood it. But you didn't even have that. It didn't have that going for you. So Scott Scheffler should have probably rang a bell.
yeah. ASS, Alexander Scott Scheffler, just for the record, would be ASS.
Oh yeah.
That would
yeah.
spell
Look at you.
ass,
Good catch.
KJ.
Calm down,
Uh-huh.
Randy.
Okay.
He was also arrested outside of Valhalla. It was
You know what I
PGA
mean.
championship. I just saying before people start hitting the dip line. You
Well,
know.
you're like, okay, people. Okay.
Uh-oh. We're getting calls. Hang
Hold on
on.
a second.
Somebody's calling in right now. Didn't listen to the rest of the show. All right, we'll fucking do it. Hit the dip line. All right, let's play it. We'll see here. Go to. Could someone just tell KJ it's not Augusta National? What's the man? Could somebody tell KJ? You know what? Why is he even on the show? Can somebody tell him? I'm so tired of this bullshit. Fuck you, Dorn.
Oh my goodness.
They're quick, dude.
Golf.
We got good listeners.
They're
They're
listening
passionate
live,
about
man.
golf.
Yeah.
Look, the full swing's not great, but again, I think it's great background material. Just have it on. Look at your phone, have it on, do some work, do some other stuff. I will say, I could do more Shane Lowry, Rory McIlroy. They got a nice little friendship going. I like Shane Lowry. I wasn't completely aware of his amateur roots coming up as a lad in Ireland. So yeah, that was. I thought that was
Yeah.
okay. That was maybe the most compelling thing they've done. Tell you what was not compelling: Adam Hadwin and Nick Taylor.
Mm-mm.
I didn't really
Agreed.
didn't need all that.
Yeah.
It's tough. They're
Not-
not the most exciting guys.
Not a ton of juice there at all. Great beard on Hadwin.
Great beard.
That's about it.
But if this show gets a chance to suck off Rory and do a montage, they're gonna do it. They
Which-
are.
Yeah.
Brings me back to the point of like, why do they keep meeting him in the fucking gym? Like he's giving a ton of access.
Dude,
'Cause that's the only place he hangs out.
just doing lunges.
That's fine. That's true. He didn't want to go home last year. I understand. There's 7 episodes, and I have not I've made it through 3-ish, and I'm not trying to like kill the momentum towards all of them, but in the first episode, we got a lot of teasing about Gary Woodland's story, which I knew nothing about. And so I like did the lame thing of like, oh, I want to see what the set list is. So I read ahead and like, wait, let me learn more about what that's going to be about. Why, like, what's going on? And now have seen on like the episode previews. Now I'm just like emotionally bracing for that moment. And so whenever I'm getting some of these episodes and it's not like, all right, this is best full swing ever. Like, I'm just like, all right, I'm just holding out for a good, strong cry. I'm going to get there. So don't know if it's great that that's what the season's building towards, but at least I know like it's going to become more emotional because right now it's just kind of just throwing shit out there, really.
I forgot that. First of all, yeah, that's going to be a good one. I have not got there either. I just fucking glitched. I just Elon'd hard.
Sorry, I shouldn't have like brought up something completely outside the episode. I just wanted to express like I'm consuming this like almost at a pace that's not giving every episode its due, or at least like I felt like last year I was like in full blown. I need to catch up. I need to learn. Like I'm rediscovering things, like I'm reminding things. Now I'm just like, all right, what else you got?
It's fine, but I will say the one thing that it did remind me of, speaking of Rory, I forgot that the Scotty thing totally took the wind out of the sails of the Rory divorce story, which worked out really well for him. Like I honestly had not connected the two. That like that dropped like the day before Scotty gets arrested.
Yeah. The Scotty thing.
Discuss.
Yeah, the Scotty thing was just fucking weird, man. It was so weird and funny. I don't know. It was. Did they announce that did Rory and the missus? Did they announce that they were not divorcing during that same tournament? Like, was that a quick resolution?
No, I'm almost positive.
Can't remember the
It was
timeline
weeks
on
later.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
The reconciliation announcement didn't come until the fall, but there was an announcement of like not officially divorcing. There was something that kind of took it down a notch soon after, and I don't remember that timing. But I feel like just October, September sometime. I could find this out. I've got the
It's okay.
Whatever.
You're utilizing AI tools. You could maybe look it up. I wish last year they gave us a peek inside Rory's CarPlay, and you got to see like his list of podcasts that he was listening to.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they just let us know what he's taking. I'm curious what the sup lineup looks like because he's bigger than I thought. I thought he kind of like relaxed a little bit on the weights because you remember like 5 years ago he was like lifting heavy, squatting heavy.
He was eating deadlifts for breakfast.
And now it's like I was like, okay, he toned it down. He's still in good shape, but they gave him a little shirt off time. Real quick, but you're like, oh, you're still very, very strong for your size, and you're looking good. I'm curious what he's on. As a guy, he and I we're similarly built. He's much bigger than me, muscle wise, but like you know what I'm saying?
Frame.
Yeah,
Frame-wise.
I'd love to know. Is he doing the creatine? Is he doing Black Rifle Coffee Co?
Yeah.
300 milligrams.
He probably is.
You gotta think he is.
And just hammering probably like white monsters, probably.
White monsters in the pro shop.
Yeah.
Just fucking can't stop.
Next
man.
to Chelsea.
Next to Chelsea is.
Chelsea is.
Boy, that's gonna get so annoying to her. You gotta know. Don't retire that. It feels like I'm doing something wrong by saying Chelsea is.
I think she kind of doesn't love it, but she pretends to. She
see
humors
why.
me.
Sounds like a gladiator.
It really does. It's kind of sick. No, it's
I
not.
was going to say, it does sound very Roman or Greek, whatever, you know what I'm going for. I've got the timeline here. Sorry, I was researching and not thinking about Celsius. 1 month after they filed for divorce, they reconciled in May of 2024. But divorce had been called off as of February. So I was way off on saying the fall. And I probably should keep that in mind when I'm like critiquing the show for not like clipping that part out. So
Got it.
whatever.
KJ, I want to say congratulations. Jordan Lewis to your Jags, 3-year deal.
I'm glad you've got that tracker up. I opened a window with the intent of like keep my finger on the pulse.
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis, great interview. I hope all the local Jags media that I don't listen to. I hope somebody takes advantage of talking to that guy. Good dude.
Highest paid nickel corner of all time, which isn't like crazy, but he was great. He's being missed in Dallas. He was apparently a great locker room guy. You said great interview and a really good player. But 3 years, 10 mil a year, right? 3 years, 30 mil. That's a little rich for our blood,
Hey.
I guess.
We needed it. On that, I know we've got some other free agents to talk about, but can agents and ESPN and other headline outlets just stop effing each other with these headlines of biggest contract ever for every signing?
Mm-hmm.
Most audacious contract ever for a nose tackle was signed yesterday. For anyone who signed between February 1st and March 15th in 2025, biggest ever in that group. And like every headline you're seeing is going to say the same thing. And it's all just to the agent's benefit because immediately it's like, oh, per sources, according to Athletes First. I'm like, just fucking tap the brakes. Just tell me the basics.
So
Anyways.
just when you see, just when you think the Cowboys are like actually having a great offseason, it's like, look, we're creating some room, redoing some deals, signing our guys. Now the narrative is like, they fucking waited too long with Micah. Now look what they got to pay him because Myles Garrett's getting like 123 mil guaranteed.
That's always the sub headline for the Dallas Cowboys. It seems like this is just what they do.
And I don't think it's completely justified this time around.
Yeah,
but
you're probably right, but
yeah,
we're
used
to
that's the
talking
story in
about it,
Dallas
so like,
media.
yeah, an edge player got
Man.
paid.
They
so
should have paid it. They should have done
yeah.
this like 2 years ago.
We
obviously.
should have beat him to the punch.
Hell,
At
his
what
rookie
point-
year should have just signed him up.
Like Micah's phenomenal. Tremendous player, without question. But like to hold up Myles Garrett as the example is like, now look at what you're going to have to pay Micah. Like, yes, that the market's set, the bar is set, but like, I almost read some of the responses, even Micah posted about it. I can't remember what his tweet was. It's like some basic reaction, like, oh, really? Or something like that. And I'm like, yeah, it's Myles Garrett. We watched him nearly murder a man on the field. People forgave him for that. He's getting carried around by white women in yogurt commercials. Like America loves the dude, clearly. One of Arlington, Texas's greatest exports.
What yogurt commercial was that? I forgot about that.
Oikos, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that. If that's wildly wrong, fuck it, whatever. But the dude's like 7-time All-Pro and still dominating, the best thing on a shitty team. So like for them to overpay or to highly pay him is like appropriate.
Yeah.
For anybody to look at that and be like, well, can't wait to see what Micah demands. Like, all right, man, he's great. He's not like above Bosa and Garrett by heads and shoulders to the point where it's like just stupid.
Knees and toes, actually.
Which Bosa are we talking about?
Well, the one that has a job, I suppose.
Oh, yeah.
Nick is recently
Joey.
been
Oh, yeah,
released.
Joey was just released, right?
Or Joey. I'm sorry, I get the two mixed up. Yeah, Joey was
Yeah.
released.
It was the-
Khalil Mack was
It was
signed.
the conservative one.
Oh, okay, that clears it up.
I don't know. People, that's everything. You can't see it. I just want to see Bosa news. And it's like, no, we're going to do a joke series here about their political leanings. Like, okay, that's fine. They're the Bosa brothers. Come on. Just let them fucking have some fun.
I don't know why, like, immediately when Bosa's come to mind, it's that, and then it's Ezekiel Elliott loves Molly. Like, that's the immediate detour, because wasn't it him partying with them in college where, like, that story came out where they loved going to raves with he loved doing raves with the Bosa brothers or some shit? I don't know why, but that's how I've got it filed away. Anyways,
that
8
sounds like
touchdowns for Zeke. Who's signing him?
What's the over-under?
One.
Zeke, we're not on Zeke watch again next year, are we?
No.
The touchdown count.
No,
I've
no.
learned my lesson.
The over-under's got to be 0.5 for next season.
DK Metcalf. Traded.
Pittsburgh.
but Pittsburgh has also let sent Justin Fields to the Jets, which I don't know how that's going to go.
Dude, no, I like Justin Fields too. And you just hate to see guys you're like, oh yeah, I kind of root for you. I don't want you to be a bust. I think he's a little bit above bust, like at this point. He's at least has carved out a solid career, or he's carved out a career, I should say. But you just go to New York and you're like, you're fucked. You're
That's
fucked.
where quarterbacks go to die.
Not good. Hopefully we're wrong.
When was the last time they had just like a serviceable quarterback?
Mark Sanchez. Seriously.
The quarterback that
AFC Championship.
Pittsburgh's trying to sign.
Yeah.
I guess you're right.
They won.
I mean, he wasn't great, but I did say serviceable, didn't I?
He was I think the definition of serviceable. But yeah, I did not see that Metcalf was going to Pittsburgh. Okay, but you see
Metcalf to Pittsburgh.
Dude, he's gonna look-
Geno Smith also leaving Seattle for the Raiders, or traded from Seattle.
Coach
for the
Carroll.
Raiders.
He's going to look sick in a Steelers uniform.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
How's Aaron Rodgers going to look in a Steelers uniform?
He's done, right?
Dude,
No.
his name just gets floated around for every team. It needs a quarterback. It's crazy. I mean, it's like this is what agents do.
He would look weird in a Steelers uniform, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think you're right. Although it does kind of, I put Steelers uni and the Packers uni in the same place in my closet. My closet full
Right
of
next to
jerseys.
the Browns
Which
and
section is
Bears.
that?
Exactly.
The looking section or
Classic, ugly but classic.
Like they get a pass because they've been around for a while. They're
Yeah.
legacies.
Yeah.
okay.
I feel like I give the Steelers more credit for the uniform consistency across sports and a badass stadium scene for all of their sports. Like they get so many points for everything, but just looking at like what the fuck's going on their uniform.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought maybe it's the yellow thing that's tying them together. And obviously they both have yellow, but I don't know. I wanted to just make this point about Myles Garrett. We were talking about this in the office. I was kind of bummed he's going to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
It's just I don't want him in like the NFC East or anything, but I'm like, oh, that would have been more fun to see him like in a more competitive place.
Yeah. They're never going to do anything over there. And he's such a fucking badass.
Yeah.
Like let's say he ended up with Buffalo and they win a Super Bowl next year. Like, would you feel like not Von Miller, that's a bad example. Like DeMarcus Ware with the Broncos type, like excitement for him and happiness for him. Like, I don't know if I'd feel great about it. I'd be like, eh.
Is it because you tried to kill that guy?
Mostly because he tried to kill that feller.
Mason Rudolph.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did we ever get never mind. I don't have to go to that.
We never got the game, Mike.
Yeah. That was a really weird time.
I mean, I don't know.
Because if that's what you're
The-
if that was your move, if you're Mason Rudolph, it's like, what are you doing?
I don't
So
wanna-
you're not-
wanna
you're
edge
not-
political, but I'm going to venture to guess that the timing of it probably like played favor. Pull that shit now. Rudolph gets an extension.
You tend to discredit hopping teams and grabbing a ring, even though
D-Ware was a little more like end of career when he left Dallas, went to Denver.
Dallas wasn't signed. Like that was Dallas's loss. Like that was them screwing up, and also not like whatever. Like he made the right decision. And I was happy for him, but I feel like it's weird for me. Not saying like, oh, he should have won some of the Browns. That's none of their losses are on him. He's done everything and more. So like nothing can be taken away from him. I just would probably feel less joy about it than I do like seeing him be like a completely dominant force on a field, even if the team doesn't, turns around, throws a pick and loses the game. I get it for him. It's easier for me to root for if he's like wherever the hell he is. That doesn't make sense. It's just, even if it was the Jags, I wouldn't be thrilled about it.
I'm going to keep it 100 with you. In fact, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I don't really know. I'm having trouble following this.
I guess I'm not judging him. I'm saying my ability to be like a neutral fan of both the team and the player. I don't care about the Browns in general. Like I just kind of celebrate Myles Garrett. It's easier for me to do that when he's in Cleveland, as it's where like it's clear he's the reason they're being whatever level of success, it's all him. If he were to go somewhere else, I feel like I'd have to see that credit shared to the team he went to Josh Allen. Same thing would have been true for DeMarcus Ware
Okay.
with Peyton, with all the other pieces around. But like I don't celebrate that Super Bowl and that dominance as a DeMarcus Ware highlight, as you would have like when he's getting sacks for Chan Gailey or whatever the fuck.
It wasn't Jake.
I don't know.
Okay.
Might have been.
I got you. Wade Phillips, maybe. Maybe
Well, he
Jenkins.
does.
Zach Martin retired.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about that.
Arguable
Big
goat.
fella.
Yeah. Arguable goat.
Yeah.
Depends on who
Wait.
you ask.
Like seeing
Time
a
out,
guy
let me
like
back up.
that retire.
I'll take that. I'll take that back. I'm so sorry. Wait, Zach Martin's guard.
Guard.
Right?
Yeah, he's a guard.
Larry Allen tackle,
Right.
but he also played guard. No, yeah. So yeah, give me Larry Allen. That's where my brain was. At first, I was like, wait, Bruce Matthews. I was thinking he played center. So ignore it all.
It's one of those debates.
Zach
It's-
Martin's phenomenal
Yeah.
for no rings.
Yeah, that sucks. That is not just because I'm a Cowboy fan, but it's always tough when you're like seeing a guy and like everybody in the NFL is like, dude, one of the greatest of all time. Thank you. Like getting all of his flowers on Twitter. And then you're just like, oh man, it's part of like 3 playoff wins or something. You're like, fuck.
I know. Yeah.
Like that we couldn't do something for this fucker.
Yeah, like that's the guy you want to see win a ring on the team that brought him up. He's had this obviously Hall of Fame career, and then he's just out of the
He
league.
legitimately did his job every week.
Yeah, it wasn't on him. Of course, people forget that the Cowboys drafted him in the slot that many people wanted Manziel to get picked.
Yeah, Jerry Jones being the
mostly the owner of the team.
The owner and
Yeah.
GM wanted to take. Boy, and
Oh.
I don't know if Manziel ever commented on Zach Martin retirement, but that was a big part of the narrative. And I think Zach Martin even referenced like Jerry not wanting to draft him in his retirement speech. I don't think he was like, yeah, you want to draft Manziel. And look at they fucking flamed out. Like,
Probably made the right call there, even though he didn't have anything to show for it.
God, that would have been just all-time content play.
I mean, it's not as if he didn't play on a line. He played on a line with like no other dominant players, though. Too, it's the wild thing about that career.
Oh, that's
I'm not trying to
fair.
slight Zach Martin. I just feel weird about the jump to, and this is not a shot at Dave, but every time you see anything about Zach Martin, the guy had like 7 holding penalties and like 9 Pro Bowls. Incredible. So yeah, talented player. Also played next to like one of the most talented, like well-loaded lines throughout most of his career. And he was dominant. He was the best amongst them. Stayed healthy. But at the same time, for me, I'm like, if you put Zach Martin on every other team, yeah, he would have performed at a high level. Yeah, he's tremendous. But it's also like Tyler's, why do I always struggle? Tyron Smith and Tyler Smith. Tyron Smith goes to another team, post injuries, whatever, and we don't hear anything about it. So like, I don't know who was like the core of this team. I don't know if it's Travis Frederick being there and not having whatever hit him, Guillain-Barré, or Tyler Smith having all his health. But
They
like,
never found her, by the way.
The Travis Frederick, Zach Martin, and a healthy Tyron Smith, that line was elite. But you can't take away from Zach Martin's career just because he played alongside some other great players.
I just suckered y'all into a GOAT debate. Look at you fucking dorks.
the truth
He was
is, here's why I'm
incredible
bitter.
on his
I'll
own merit.
come clean. Like the only reason I'm bitter about this is I may not said publicly multiple times that Ezekiel Elliott would be as successful as he previously was behind a Zach Martin line, and he was not with Zach Martin there. And all I'm left to hope is like maybe it was Travis and Tyron. It's not accurate. It's not a good point.
KJ,
I'm just being a bitch, is what it is. Like I accept it. It's okay to be wrong.
Dylan played on one of the best lines I've ever seen.
for those
Thank
who are confused, I believe that's a cocaine joke. And
Oh,
I'm not
you
here
just
for
high
it.
stepped over the unsolved mystery he threw at us earlier. Every time I come into my basement, I'm like, so they left a window open. It was unlocked. Somebody got in the well. Whatever. Anyways,
He's doing Jean Bonnet jokes now, this fucker.
We're just all over the place.
Man,
Wasn't even the opening act here.
Why would you bring that up, KJ?
Way to go. Anyway, Sam Darnold, we'll just move on from KJ's humor. Sam Darnold getting 110, 3 years, 110, go up Seattle way. Happy
Good
for
for
him.
him.
Happy for him. Had a great year. Look, ended the season about as bad as a guy who's struggling to be a starter in the league, trying to rebuild his image, can end it.
Dude had a great season.
He did.
I know his last game was not great.
And the previous game to that.
Dude had a great season.
But yeah, he did.
So I guess
I'm happy for him.
Minnesota is just riding McCarthy now. JJ.
Riding JJ. Yeah, it's not a song. Yeah, they are, I reckon. Although Aaron Rodgers is still out there. I'm sorry, I'm just fucking with you. I'm just joking. No, that was the move. So you go Darnold, Seattle. You're getting Geno down, reuniting with Carroll. So there you go. Out Vegas way. Vegas? Yes.
Vegas. Yes.
Very confusing. These teams. Hey, shout out to something that's not confusing. Our promo code WASH20
Yes.
can be utilized over at Rollback. WASH20 at Rollback. Get you 20% off. It's a one-time use code. Load the card up. Get you some gear. We just got some stuff. I was rocking I had a vest on earlier. I took it off because it's a little warm in here.
I wore the same vest to our event yesterday in black. Yours is blue.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah, I call it Bonnie Blue.
Yeah, he's been calling it Bonnie Blue.
That's just what I call it. That's not what Rollback calls it.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
They have some new joggers out that have belt loops. The Looper, I don't know what it's called. Looper jogger, something like that.
That sounds right.
Yeah, they're gonna send us some. They look pretty sick.
Travel back in time.
Yeah, the Grit
Sorry.
Gym short.
It's a Looper play.
Was that the Bruce Willis Looper movie play?
Was it Bruce Willis? I don't
Yes,
fucking
yeah.
know. Just let us do the read, Randy.
The Grit Gym short. They sent us a bunch last week or 2 weeks ago, and we love them. They disappeared very quickly here in the office.
My gym actually asked me to not wear those anymore because it's just like people aren't actually working out. They're just checking me out.
they want people to work out more.
5-inch team. They're like, dude, our whole thing is built on people working out. and
There's
being
just a
fit."
circle around you, and you're just
Yep.
squatting 175.
Yeah, it's like a Bonnie Blue video.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Again, Washed 20 get you 20% off at checkout.
Yep. One time use, load it up, Holmes. Load that card up. Let's run it back unless you guys got any other interesting tidbits for the show.
Just adding one more thing.
I did watch
okay.
some Baylor U of H the other night on Saturday. U of H Baylor played well, man. U of H is fucking stacked. They're just a big, long, rebounding defensive machine.
Texas is going to miss the NCAA tournament with, despite having the SEC Freshman of the Year on their team. Trey Johnson is fucking awesome to watch, and it's really disappointing. And Rodney Terry is likely on his way out. Not a moment too soon.
Back it up, Terry. That's what you get for bitching about the what do you want? Complain about the horns down thing? Wasn't he the one with the soft position
He
and
did.
all that?
It
had
was
that bad quote.
not his best moment.
No.
We've been out on him ever since then. SEC with an all-time goated conference performance in basketball. I know we're not a basketball pod, but I do quickly want to hit my SEC-related conversation. We talked a ton about rushing the field and on-the-field hijinks throughout the season involving Texas, actually, when they had a questionable penalty against Georgia or against – why am I blanking?
It was
here?
Georgia, right? Yeah, it was Georgia.
Yeah, Georgia.
Dylan was in the stands and he called it.
Yeah, he threw the I can't even think of bad beer. Anyways, beers, bottles, cans, cups, whatever thrown on the field. A large fine was levied against Texas fans, blah, blah, blah. SEC got all up in arms about it. Tennessee beats Bama. They throw field goal posts into the river. SEC fines Tennessee. Happens all the time. Basketball, court rushing happens as well. Obviously, a little bit more accessible. Sometimes a little bit more lame because it's kind of this weird, like, you run on the court, you jump up and down, and you just kind of like walk back through the popcorn-filled bleachers and stands and just kind of mosey on out through the, through the lobby and back into real world. Like, it doesn't seem as big as like hopping over a fence, tearing up your legs in the hedges at Georgia, and then, whatever. So Missouri, their head coach, Missouri beat Bama. Bama was ranked like second or fourth or whenever when it happened. Their head coach gets on the mic, calls a timeout, gets on the microphone on the PA mic, and yells out, "Please do not rush the court." Ole Miss has had a fine of $500,000. People threw stuff on the court. People rushed the court. Somebody else got a fine for one kid rushing the court recently. So shit's like getting cracked down on. It's kind of weird. Schools are now kind of more vested and interested in like saving that money as we approach rev share times. But yeah, here's the quote from the fans when they heard that.
I'm going to come.
That's the only reason I was doing this, just to hit that button. It was a bad setup. But
That was good.
yeah, it's just wild that we've advanced to the point where you've got coaches like, hey, please don't rush the field. Try that shit next time, Kenny Dillingham, before they're on the field. Anyways, that's all I got. No spring rush.
$500K.
No
That's
joke.
steep.
Yeah.
That's a big fine.
It's a lot for basketball. They didn't carry the fucking goal, like the hoops. You would have had to like fucking take the hoops to, I don't know why KFC's on my brain today, but like take it to KFC, dunk that bitch in the fryer. That's what $500K is worth.
What did Texas get fined for
hold on.
the bottle throwing incident? It wasn't $500K, was
It
it?
was like $200K. It was something where it was like, okay, that's it.
I thought it was
And
like
that stopped the fucking game down. Let's see. Texas fine.
I'm not letting this go.
That's a lot of skrill.
UGA.
A lot of Skrilla.
No, it is.
$250K.
You're right.
And Ole Miss was a repeat offender, is what they're saying here. Now, I don't know if it's against the program being a repeat offender. Like, does football's infractions count against the spring sports? Because if so, that sucks. Sucks for you, cross country. Better clean this shit up.
Yeah. Sheesh.
Like, I'm rushing the diamond. Next fucking baseball game I see, gloves are in the air. I'm hopping the fence. I'm heading right to the mound.
Yeah, you don't see baseball field rushes, do you?
Dylan was saying he wanted to rush the volleyball courts. I don't know what that was all about.
Beach volleyball, which is a collegiate sport now.
Rushing the
Anyway.
don't rush the volleyball court.
Don't sniff the courts.
Oh, come on.
This is, we gotta.
Oh, I just want to note that KJ had a hypothetical where the kids tear down the basketball hoop and take it to KFC and put it in the fucking fryer.
Kids fry everything. I don't know,
And
man.
deep fry the hoop like an onion ring.
That's tough to do.
That'd be like, there's just a lot. You'd have to like remove it from the backboard, which would require, some power tools. I mean, you could rip it out, yeah, but the glass is going to shatter. It's just dangerous. Don't
Just figure there are other things you could do with the hoop if you take it off the backboard.
why don't you just lift up like one of your bros and let him hang on the hoop for a little bit? Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
got to be,
sick.
that's a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
a
what
guy
you
that
do.
can't reach it on his own.
Or you just pull yourself up and sit in it like you're mystical and then make him say, video.
Yeah.
Okay, I would have gone maybe like J. Cole sitting on top of the rim or something. Well, actually, sit on top of a house, but yes, make him say timely reference.
The kids like that. 1998, great year.
Shall
All right,
we run it back?
Yeah,
All
run it
right,
back.
the segment during
Yeah.
which we talk about what we already talked about. KJ started the show totally out of pocket. Dave had a 300 milligram Black Rifle coffee for lunch. 19-year-old Colin Simmons did not read 40-year-old Dave's DM. KJ wants to have a goat throat conversation. KJ called Dave Dave Man. Another Celsius for Celsius. People forget Myles Garrett tried to kill Mason Rudolph. People circle Dave in the gym like it's a freaking Bonnie Blue video. And finally, KJ doesn't want you to sniff the volleyball courts. And that concludes Run It Back.
Give a shout out, speaking of Colin Simmons, to those Dunkable Panthers. The track and field team. Shout out to my guy who ran a sub 10 hundo.
9-9.
He's a Duncanville kid?
999.
Oh, my
As
God.
a freshman,
In
I think.
He's a freshman?
I think maybe he's
young.
not a senior.
He's definitely
That's all I
not a
know. He's not a
senior.
senior.
But he's going to Georgia. He's not a ball. He's tiny.
Is that a national record? How often do kids break 10?
It is wind aided, so they've got like a way they factor
Yeah.
in. But still,
Good grief.
10 like the number like 10-2-5, 10-2-9 didn't podium,
Yeah.
which is insane. Track
Wild.
guys here, track cats in the house.
Yeah, it is insane.
And then shout out to the Duncanville boys basketball team, your 6A state champions. Took down the
Your high
Houston
school
Bellies.
is just a fucking machine at this point.
It's
My
cra-
God.
Yeah, man. What I built there is crazy.
How are they in baseball? Any good?
Used to be. I think it's coming back. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't really know, but we need to get that. You get baseball going, you can become a 3-sport school. Actually, they already
Sheesh.
are 3. That girls team, track and field.
Track,
Nice.
basketball, football.
Shout out Donk.
Yeah, that Houston Bel Air team, they got a kid going to Duke, and he's really good. His name escapes me, but that was fun. And you know what? It's
I-
crazy. It's crazy that the 6A game like that has multiple kids going to big programs was not televised in Texas. Like my parents couldn't watch it up there. I couldn't watch it here. That's kind of crazy. You have to go subscribe to some NFTH website bullshit and watch it. Anyway, that's me getting off my pedestal now. All right. Good
All
show.
right. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bro, let's go out this weekend. There's a crazy event out there.